Now, out of the 81 freshly appointed members of the cabinet, 31 are a combination of new and returning ministers. Now, these are meant to serve in the next cabinet from 2026 to 2031. And these will now face the Parliamentary Appointments Committee for approval. These are ministers that have been dropped in the new cabinet list 2026 to 2031. Those will not be there. Ruth Nankabirwa, Matia Kasaija have also been dropped in the new cabinet list of 2026 to 2031. Will not be seeing those faces in the new cabinet that has been released by His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We've also got General Jeje Odong and Betty Amongi. Those faces also won't be seen in the new cabinet of 2026 to 2031 as released by His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni earlier today. Also missing on the list is Raphael Majezi and Wilson Muruli Mukasa. Those have also been dropped from the new cabinet list of 2026 to 2031 cabinet ministers. The list is big. We've also got Francis Mwebesa and Sam Cheptoris. Those two faces also will not be on the cabinet chart of 2026 to 2031. The list has been released, the new list of cabinet members released earlier today by President Museveni. Musa Echweru and Peace Mutuzo also missing on that list of cabinet ministers to be at the helm of these different dockets between 2026 and 2031. Yes, Musa Echweru and Peace Mutuzo won't be on that list. We've also got Gidudu Mafwari and Jennifer Namuyangu. They've also not been included on the list of members of cabinet for 2026 and 2031. Also on the list, the faces that won't be there, Florence Nambozo and General David Mhozi. They are not on the list as released by the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, earlier today. Florence Nambozo, David Muhozi have been dropped. We've also got Godfrey Kabianga and Helen Adoa. Those are also faces that you'll not be seeing on the cabinet chart of the 2026-2031 ministers that will be at the helm of different dockets. Godfrey Kabianga, not there. Helen Adoa. Okello Oriem also dropped. Evelyn Anite too has been dropped from that cabinet list. Will not be seeing those faces. And according to the list that has been released this evening, those faces won't be there. Also dropped John Mulimba and Frederick Guma Ngobi. Those faces won't be on the list of the ministers between 2026 and 2031. Also missing on the cabinet of 2026 to 2031 are Joyce Moriku Kaduchu and Victoria Rusoke. They'll not be on that list of cabinet members to serve this country between 2026 and 2031. Martin Mugara, the youthful state minister in wildlife and antiquities, has also been dropped. You won't be seeing that face on the new list of cabinet members between 2026 and 2031. Yes, those are some of the people or members of the previous cabinet that have been dropped by President Yoweri Museveni. Now, I beg your pardon, the outgoing Prime Minister Robina Nabbanja has revealed that 78% of the resolutions of the 11th Parliament were implemented by government. Nabbanja, however, says the government is struggling with the continuity of the implementations, as some resolutions await a government response. Now, several lawmakers occasionally accuse the executive of delayed actions on the recommendations by Parliament, and which abuse of the integrity of Parliament.
The executive is required to respond to the resolutions, recommendations and directives of Parliament through presenting action taken reports to the members of Parliament within a period not exceeding 2 months. This idea is benchmarked on the principle of separation of powers, where Parliament remains independent of the executive. This ensures the interests of the electorates are fully represented. Legislators who served in the 11th Parliament show mixed reactions over the diminishing public trust in the institution.
But at times when those taken reports come, we don't give them enough time again to debate or to follow up and make sure that actually the work was done, or the resolutions were carried forward, or they were implemented. So I think the best way or the best approach is for the Speaker or the leadership of Parliament to make sure that whenever these action taken reports come back to Parliament, we also give them time on the order paper, we debate, or we listen to know that actually we made a resolution on this.
Some MPs think that the executive has no pressure from the House on accountability and actions taken on resolutions and directives.
Wherever you do the work, wherever we pass the resolutions for Parliament to implement for the executive, I'm telling you, no one follows. It's as if we just pass the resolution for the sake of it. After passing resolutions, no one cares to follow what is taking place. That is why the executives were taking us for granted. And I'm telling you, the 11th Parliament was as good as useless.
Tracking government compliance on directives is an oversight role by parliamentary committees. In the 11th Parliament, most former members say corruption blocked the move.
We were told that members of Parliament committee money had been put in one pool controlled by the Speaker. And I want to tell you that is why you saw the image of Parliament was deteriorating. Because the committees which were supposed to support the performance of speakers and this House were not doing their work. Only few MPs were flying. You find MPs who reach Entebbe, don't even go to their homes. They just send their beloved ones to bring them bags, and then again they're on board.
Let's do intensive forensic audit on travels. Let's publish names of members of Parliament who are getting hell of money on travels. There were people each quarter are getting 600 million, 400 million, 500 million.
Because that's majorly the role of the Speaker. It is for us, we come up with chairpersons of committees, the office of the Prime Minister through the government chief. The person who gives them work to do is the Speaker. And so I would see some committees move, but there are those committees that don't have an opportunity. And I think now that we have a new Speaker, we shall see how to improve.
Outgoing Prime Minister Robina Nabbanja says that 78% of the resolutions of the 11th Parliament were implemented, although government lags on continuity.
You know the processes. When we get these resolutions, we take them to Cabinet, through Cabinet to the line ministries, then line ministries to Parliament. That has been the procedure. And that procedure to me is okay. And that's how actions are supposed to be taken. And so for me, I feel we did what we could. The performance was good, despite a few issues here and there.
So the oversight role is urgently needed.
And most of the work of Parliament is processed through the committees of Parliament. So you must allow the committees of Parliament to function effectively. You must allow the technical people. There are a number of technocrats in that Parliament who are knowledgeable to advise the politicians.
During the opening ceremony of the orientation of the members of the 12th Parliament, the Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayewa assured the members of improvement in budgeting and oversight roles.
Don't come to the office of the Speaker to ask for travel. We are going to put money for travel into your committees. I can give an example. In 10th Parliament, I traveled 4 times. I never went to the Speaker to ask for travel. It's my chairman of committee who would see that I merit it and I'm going to add value. And then he would put me on a list. So as presiding officers, we shall be clearing lists submitted by chairpersons.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.